we are recording. We are recording our club meeting. Good. So, well, I wanted to show you, first of all, as our topic is the person who influenced me to start learning English, the person who influenced me. Well, usually it's a teacher, usually it's somebody who teaches you English. But my first experience of practical English learning came from music. So the person who really made a major influence on me in learning English is this person, Tupac. Okay, yes, Tupac for me, is somebody who really inspired me to learn English. And let me tell you something. I always heard about Tupac when I was younger, when I was a teenager. I always, I heard stories about his music, his songs, how he touched millions of people by the songs that everybody could relate to. And at first, I even was a little bit, intimidated to listen to him because, I was just afraid that I wouldn't understand his words and what he was trying to say as I was young, relatively young. I was 16, 17 years old, and I thought that my English wouldn't be good enough to understand him. And you know what? I was actually wrong, because when I started listening to him, I understood how simple his songs were, but at the same time, they produced such an impact because he talked about the things that everybody could relate to, disregarding, the age differences or where do people come from. He talked about, struggles in life. He talked about, maybe losing friends, okay, personal drama, struggling in life in general, having depression, worrying about many things, social anxiety, all that. His songs, they encompassed all those things. And that's what it was. And this is the person who really inspired me. And I want to show you this, okay? So this is a CD which actually I discovered when I was, I think, 15 or 16 years old, as I told you, right? So this CD, take a look. This is something from the past, okay? Before all that, streaming era, before all that, time, we had CDs, okay? So this is the CD, yes, MP3 CD. So you insert it in the DVD player or a CD player and you just listen to music. You can also copy this, songs to your phone, or your MP3 player. That's what I did. I had this MP3 player, so we used to go with this and listen to this music. This was the first, meeting of Tupac. And when I heard his songs via this CD, I understood that I want to learn English deeper because I wanted to understand him better. And this was my inspiration. So eventually, because of the fact that I listened to, Tupac for a long time, and I was trying to understand, the deeper meaning of what he was trying to say, I think this influenced me in my first listening skills experience, okay? So it's surprising, but my first learning of English came from unconventional sources, from authentic material sources, and it just so happens that other people may also have the same experience. So I would like to hear from other students right now. And I think that Nigina would like to share her story, right? As I understand. Nigina, hello. Are you with us?
Yes, hi, yes, I'm with you.
Hello. Good evening. So could you share, please, your own story? Who was the first person who actually inspired you to start learning English deeper? Like the first steps.
Yeah, okay. So I can say that my path of learning English actually started from my school teacher, Nina Vladimirovna.
Okay.
She still teaches at school number 2 in Fergana, and she actually influenced me because even if she was kind of strict and demanding, but she really taught me, like she gave me the base of the English language. But if we're talking about motivation and who actually inspired me, I can say that that's truly Linkin Park because when I started watching their videos, listening to their music, I understood how much I want to understand them, how much I want to understand not only their songs, but also their ordinary speech, how they joke at each other, how they make laugh of each other, how they, I don't know, do some stupid things, but that's so funny, and at the same time, you understand it and you feel so happy because, yes, I understand them. Oh my God. And after once I took participation like in the chat of live streaming, they decided to make live stream like Linkin Park reacting after 20 years of Linkin Park or something. I heard their speech and I don't know what happened, but after that live stream, I felt so motivated. I was like, yes, I want to learn English. I don't know why, but after that period, I actually felt more inspired even after my school. And that's how I actually began to learn English deeper and at least feel more pleasure when I talk this language, when I do something in this language. So, yes.
That's interesting. It's like, I guess this is the case when people learn foreign language, when they learn it at school by, classical approach, by using books or whatever else. It's actually something which is like you learn the language itself. But when you want to touch the life of that language, when you want to know what it's really like to be the speakers of this language, what it's really like to connect with people who speak this language as their native one, or just with anyone else who uses English, I think that's when, all these great people, I mean, like musicians, actors, maybe some YouTubers, I don't know, yes, like step in. So I think that's the difference here, is that when
Mm-hmm.
you want to, when you want to feel the language, not just know it as a subject, but know it as a part of your life, then you are inspired. People outside maybe the education itself, English speakers can inspire you, yes, to learn like deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's my take on it, and I think that Nigina, you had this experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because my experience was like that. Before Tupac, I heard a lot of other musical artists, a lot of hip hop artists. Yes, because I think everybody knows how, like, how big of a hip hop fan I am, and I think that I owe a lot to hip hop music. In terms of my, like, interest in English, I just wanted to understand these complex, songs and what people were trying to say and how they were saying it. So, that was my motivation, and it still is. I still listen to music. Right now, maybe it's easy for me to listen to hip hop because I kind of like, get the meaning of the songs easily. But before, when I was a teenager, it was difficult because, it was like sometimes I couldn't understand some cultural references or whatever, right? And then with time, of course, it of course improved because you learn, stuff in the process. So it was great, and it still is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So thank you so much, Nigina, for sharing your story. Would you like to add anything to your story?
Well, the only thing that I can add to my story is that whenever you feel a little bit awkwardness, like why do I feel motivation from this or that, don't feel awkwardness because that's completely okay. But I just want to like share my personal tips. Whenever
Oh,
guys you feel a little bit frustrated, never feel frustrated because of something. That's okay if you learn in a different way. Don't be like other people, like they learn from iOS podcast. Okay, let them learn. But if you like listening to music, learn something from it, or maybe from any other kind of like approach, that is okay. Learn however you want. So yeah.
yes, yes, that's the key. Yes, we need to understand that there are so many ways to learn the language, and if something works for you, you should stick to it, no matter what it is, no matter if others maybe find it ineffective, or maybe they give you some other pieces of advice. If it really works for
Mhm.
you, then you should stick to it. Yes, absolutely. Like we
Mhm.
are
Mhm.
individuals, we have our own life experience, so things may be different, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Nigina, thank you for sharing your story. It was interesting. And I think that, your friends know how big of a fan you are of Linkin Park, which is great,
Yeah.
because it shows your passion for music and also for English as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, thank you so much. And now we will come to another speaker who would like to
Yeah.
share,
Welcome.
the story next. Anyone?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, Malika, hello. How are you doing?
So, hello, teacher. Good evening, everyone.
Evening, hello. We are happy to see you. So,
Thank
could you
you, you
please share
too.
your story? Yeah, we are
Yeah,
very, very, very excited to listen to your story as well.
thank you. Okay. So, today I would like to share a story about the person who ignited my passion for learning English. And this person is not just an extraordinary teacher, but also the person who is the most significant figure in my life. And this amazing person is my mom. Yeah. Being an English teacher, my mother has always been deeply passionate about the language. She didn't just teach it; she lived it. Yeah. From my earliest memories, I recall hearing her speak English with such elegance and fluency, and did it feel like a music to my ears. And she would often read English books aloud, even though I didn't comprehend every word at first. And I was mesmerized by the rhythm and melody of the language. And that said, what truly inspired me was not just her knowledge, but her unwavering enthusiasm for teaching. She believed that language was more than just words and grammar. It was a gateway to new cultures, ideas, and opportunities, of course. And seeing her dedicate herself to her students and helping them overcome their fears of speaking English in public made me realize the transformative power of language. And the most interesting part of my speech is the person who doubted whether English was not my field was my mom, ironically. Yeah. Despite being my greatest inspiration, she was also the one who initially questioned my choice. Uh, Firstly, when I told my mom about my desire to study English, she suggested that I might reconsider. Yeah. However,
Okay.
I remained firm in my decision and chose my path. And seeing my dedication and determination, she began to support and assist me along the way. And I know why she did that, because at that time my English was terrible and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't like this subject. But for some reason, after ninth grade, I got into in this subject. Yeah, and I have a guess that maybe it's due to genetics, because my all women relatives as teachers. Yeah, and both my grandma is also teachers.
Ah,
A was
okay.
teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, and I look back, I realized that my journey with English was not just about learning a language, and it was like a self belief and the impact of guiding figure in my life. And also, my mother initially doubted whether English was not the right path for me. Her support become my greatest strength. Yeah. And today, as I continue my journey, I do so with gratitude, knowing that I was inspired, challenged, and ultimately uplifted by the very person who once questioned my choice. And my mother's influence has not only helped me embrace English, but also taught me that true passion is nurtured through dedication and resilience. And yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's a beautiful story, actually. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you for sharing that. And Malika, could you please say, I want you to give the best regards to your mom,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to say thank you. Tell me, please, tell her, please, that I'm
Uh-huh.
very thankful because you are a very, 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 very good student. Your English is really, really good. So,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. So say big thanks to her. Okay, my best regards.
Okay, I will tell you. I will
Okay,
tell her.
okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And that's an interesting story. Yes, because as I understand, yes, that you and your mom you had disagreements over your decision, but
Yeah,
you were you found your passion. Yes, on the way of your
yeah,
choice.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
that's interesting. So may I ask something?
Yeah, for sure.
Were there any other options on your mind besides English?
Yeah, truly. Firstly, I wanted to be a doctor. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
And after passing time, I just reconsidered that I want to learn English. I don't know why, but I got
okay.
into this subject. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of sometimes when we try something, when we decide that like we should try something and we actually find it as entertaining, as interesting as the thing that we wanted before, which is
Mm,
interesting because it's like you never know until you try, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you so much for your story. This is very
Thank you too.
inspirational. Yeah, for everyone around. Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
And we can learn something here. I think that sometimes when we decide to do something, it's not only about just, whether we like it or not, it's also about trying to do this. And if
Mm,
we try, right, we may actually like what we do. And when we
yeah.
like, we know that, okay, it is something ours. It is something that we can move on with. Yeah. So it's important to try things and find out what you really like. Yeah. And maybe you like many different things. So,
Mm,
great. Awesome. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, yes, that was a good story. Well, okay. Next one. Anyone?
Hello, Mr. Po. I want to speak.
Dinura, hello. How are you doing? Do you feel well? Do you feel good?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm very happy for you. We are happy to see you today in the evening. Yeah, I hope that you are having a very good evening. So, okay, let's share your story. We are willing to listen.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Now, I want to share the most unforgettable part of my history in learning English. First of all, I want to tell you my influencer's name. She's my aunt's daughter, which is named Sarvinos. So there were a few reasons to learn English because at the time when I was 11 or 12 years old, English wasn't as popular as it's now, and the demand also not high as it's now. And that's why I didn't have interest in learning English and language learning. So I chose the field of medicine as my future job. But after some time, my decision changed. As day I visited my aunt. When I went to their house, I felt a very amazing feeling because there were English music, English movies, cartoons also, and famous books which were written in English. And
Mm-hmm.
I was especially attracted to the decoration in my sister's room, in my aunt's daughter's room. And I can remember, like it was yesterday, the American flag and pictures of popular famous actors hanging on the wall. And my sister used to talk to her American friends Yes, she had American friends, and she always every day talked with them on the phone. And but I didn't understand even a word they said, and this was hard for me. This damaged my heart. As if that wasn't enough, her friends sent my sister an unusual notebook with a picture of the American flag and a small copy of the Statue of Liberty. And for such reasons, to make friends from America, to accept gifts from America, I want to start learning English. And
Okay. Okay.
my sister helped me on my way, and I went to their house to learn English because she good at English. She also studied at Fergana State University. With such a situation, with such a reasons, I started learning English.
Okay. So you had a lot of motivations, yes? Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, and may I ask something? Because the story is quite interesting and it's very personal, I would say. Yeah. So you
Mm.
had a lot of personal connections and reasons to, study English language. With time, sometimes with time, our priorities in why we learn stuff may change a little bit. For example, for me, when I was younger, my main priority was just about like enjoying the language. But then later, of course, when I started to like worry about that I need to enroll, yes, the university, I need to pass an exam or whatever, my priority changed. It started to be more serious about like learning it deeper and in a more academic way so that I could pass the exam, right? And then later, of course, I learned English because I wanted to, get to know a more scientific side of it. So, Dinura, I have a question. Is
Mhm.
it possible to say that right now your priorities in learning language have developed into something bigger and maybe you have a different goal right now?
Yes, actually, as I
Mm-hmm.
am now 18 years old, and I have
Yep.
so many big goals than I was a kid. Now the most my main goal for my future to go America or Korea. Uh,
Okay.
because because nowadays I go to IELTS course in order to take IELTS with high score. The
Mm-hmm.
first goal in my way is to be teacher in language centers and earn money. And I want
Mm-hmm.
to give that money to my parents. And I want to see their proud with me. And the second goal to go America or such a countries where I can speak in English. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to study here, there, and also earn some money or some to buy like a small home or earn money to travel. And I want to uh, um, call my parents to there, travel with
Okay.
them to the kind of countries.
Okay. So, and if you had the chance to go either to Korea or, to Great Britain, to United States, what would you choose, America or Korea?
I would choose America because it is somehow hard to take visa from America, and to go Korea it is some easier than America. Yes, I would choose
Mhm.
America.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much. It was an interesting story. And, I think that from here we can learn that our motivations, somebody may influence our motivations, absolutely. There can be sometimes more practical, pragmatic, yes, motivations for doing something, including learning. But it's also important to remember that when we start doing something because somebody motivates us, then a lot depends on ourselves, whether we continue to be consistent and persistent in this, yes or not. So I think that that's the point here. The point is that, yes, somebody can motivate us, but everything else, it's actually up to us. So we need to live up to our own expectations by doing a lot, by being consistent, by being passionate. We need to save this passion, right, that it's initially given. So thank you so much for your story. That was really funny and interesting. Okay. Yeah, thank you too. So, and now let's come to the next person. Who would like to share the story? Yeah. Anyone? Come on, guys.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hello. Malika, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We hear
okay
you, but
now?
it's kind of unclear a little bit.
Is it okay now?
Yes, yes. Now it is awesome. Yeah, now it is awesome.
So
Okay, let's
That's good.
begin. So let's share your story, right? We are listening.
So to be honest, I can boldly say that no one inspired me to learn English. Like there was no one
Okay.
who inspired me. And the main thing is that I've moved to another school.
Okay.
From the math specialized school to English specialized school, and for in the first day I was shocked how they speak, like how they're speaking in the seventh grade, because in my school we were just making sentence and learning grammar.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the main thing was not to get bad marks, and the secondary thing was uh, like to learn speaking like them, because I've loved how they spoke that day, the first day of
Okay.
my
Okay.
yes,
So this atmosphere pushed you, yes, to learn English and learn the skills, right?
yes, because there was not only um let's say good students, but also with bad behaviors. Let's say they were speaking really well.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes, seeing others and being in the company of people who do something really good may actually inspire you to take up, yes, the same activity, and that's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And then I studied English. For English, it's about 6 months, and then coronavirus started, quarantine, and I've just stopped at that moment. And
Yep.
after 1 year, I think I've started again.
Mm-hmm.
So at the eighth grade, I've started with roundup 2. That's
Okay.
interesting.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So,
I
and
was
mm-hmm.
I was studying with the fourth and fifth class girls, like students, at the first time, and then within a year, I took a really well level up. So my speaking was improved, also my writing, grammar. I was studying.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't good, as good as like now. So And after like ending this whole roundup, I was interested in IELTS score because my brother took it, and in my family, my parents said like, you have to took it too, like your brother
Mm-hmm.
take it, your sister, and you cannot be the one who has no IELTS certificate. And I started learning IELTS, and from 3.5, I've reached to 6.5 within 4 years. Sorry, 4 months.
Okay.
Within 4 months, and at the end, I passed for a CFR certificate because
Yep.
I wasn't really sure about getting IELTS. Like,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
I would, I wouldn't like to get 6 or 6.5. My level was there, and because my teenagers, so sorry. So my classmates were taking 7.5, and I just passed for CFR. Yeah, that was
Okay.
the point.
Okay. So I actually want to say that there are some aspects of, CFR exam which are
Mm-hmm.
even more challenging than IELTS. Because, the thing is, the thing in CFR is it's very tricky exam. It pays a lot of attention to, your logical thinking, and also how thoroughly you
Mm.
approach to some details that are very small. That's the difficulty of it. For example, in IELTS it's like that. If you understand everything, if you get everything, whether you read or listen or you speak, that's pretty much it. All the answers are already given to you. So you just need to, find them correctly. And if you understand the language really well, you will have no problem. But CFR exam, it's different. It's a little bit different in the fact that, it pays a lot of attention to how thorough you are, how, you can like read between the lines and find small elements that may seem insignificant. Yes. So, that's why taking this exam is also quite a challenge, to be honest. Well, yeah, that's pretty much, the
Yes.
observation, yes, of me and many other teachers, and many people who are involved, in teaching or tutoring, whatever. So, well, and I want to ask one question. Uh, uh, well, as you have said, you were inspired, motivated by your classmates, and did they say anything to you after they have noticed your progress?
Mm, to be honest, no, because at the first time I wasn't just speaking English. I was very shy. Yes, it's about 3 or 4 years ago. I was that's popular word that inside shy. I didn't speak at all. I didn't smile at all, and I was kind of closed person.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, and I didn't spoke at all at that time. I just um did my maths, and I was just studying, answering
Mm-hmm.
the questions,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay,
that's
okay.
online. Yeah, online school like opened for 8 months. I've studied there, and when I've learned, I think no one exactly noticed except
Hello,
sorry,
hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi.
so sorry.
Yeah, no, no, that's okay. Who was it?
He's my nephew.
Ah, okay, okay. How old is he?
4 years old, but
Oh my
he
goodness.
already
Okay,
knows
okay.
English,
Oh,
Russian.
she's such a kid right now. Yes, like 4 or 5 years old kids. Yeah, always like doing something, always up to something, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
mhm.
sometimes it can be tiring, right?
in all the time.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So,
Okay.
next, yes, my teacher like noticed how I improved my English in all
Yeah,
aspects.
that's good. That's awesome. Yeah, and I'm very happy for you that you achieved so many heights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. I had, to be honest, I will share you something. I've already told people, but I didn't tell that actually I was like feeling like that. I didn't try to share my achievements when I was younger, when I was studying at school. I mean, I think I told you guys, yes, that I didn't study English really good and I didn't know it really well until like the 7th grade because we always had teachers being replaced and I couldn't catch anything. So, I didn't even know simple rules. So like forming the sentences or tenses or whatever else. Not talking about something more complicated. And I was so frustrated with English. I kind of even hated it at some point because when you are not good at something, or maybe you believe that you are not good at something, you start hating that stuff. Yes, because you are not good at it and you cannot even find a way to master it. That's what happened when I was studying English initially. And what's interesting is that I just had a very good teacher who helped me. Yes, she explained the basics and she said, okay, you know what? If you continue doing this, you will be really good. And I continued, I tried, and it was enjoyable. But I think that it changed even more when I discovered music, because when I discovered music for real, I wanted to have more practical, like master of the language. And that's when Tupac and other, musical artists, rappers, and many other people stepped in. When it was time to master the language as it was, not just the subject, right? So, and I didn't share a lot of that with other people because at that moment I had no friends, at school. Yeah, I can say for sure that I had no friends. I was kind of unsociable, right? Yeah, like a recluse. Yes, there is such a word, recluse. Yes, I was just doing my thing. Yes, my stuff, and that's it. So, well, that's why, sometimes it's not only just about motivation, it's about other people around who push you to be motivated yourself, right? And that's a good lesson to learn from because motivation doesn't always come from somebody. It also needs to come from you, from your determination and from your passion for something, not depending on others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, Malika, would you like to add anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your story. That was interesting and I think very educational. A lot of people can learn from it. The fact that you motivated yourself to do something and you achieved so many different things, right, about that. It speaks volumes, right? So thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you too.
Okay. So, anyone else who would like to share any thoughts, maybe, or stories? Hello? Anyone? Okay, if anyone would like to, I don't know, share any opinion or anything else like that, you are very welcome. Anyone? Guys?
Okay, Mr.Po, I'll add something.
Okay, yes. Soliha, hello. How are you doing?
Yes, good evening. I'm doing really great.
Awesome. Okay, we are listening.
Yes, actually we did some speeches, some performances with Sarvinos. But I think that I would add something.
Okay.
Well, I think that every person has its story, like their stories in the path to English, and they
Mhm.
all of them are really variety. And how I told in group, I said that everything started really boring. Like actually, since my school age, I was just a simple girl. However, I was a little bit language girl also. Since my childhood, my mom knew that I was a linguist. I was the language girl. I was into the language, and
Okay.
she always like currently also like nowadays also she always wants to me to speak in English. Even when we see some Indians in bazaar, she always wants to me like, hey, speak to them something or like that. I would say that she's my big motivator, because she always wants to be me, doctor. She always told me, "Can you be a doctor? I want to see you in a white dress." But I said that, yeah, mom, I can be actually. I can study biology, chemistry, etc. But I said that I have my passion inside me for only language, for only English. And thanks to my mom, that she really, for real, understood me, and she really let me learn language. After doing that speech, like during the class, I realized that, like after that, I realized that my big motivator and my big inspiration actually was my mom. Because of her, I started learning language. If she wasn't, I would just stay like, maybe I just study in other spheres. I maybe wouldn't have any interest in language. So, and actually, everything has started after I realized that you can actually learn from authentic materials. How you said, Mr.Po, you have to just have an interest, and interest can be key for your English statement, like language statement. I would really say that I really watch authentic materials like Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show, or just I can remember like there were a lot of American shows. I watched all of them, and my passion for the English accents actually led me to that sphere also. I always wanted to actually shadow them, even though that time I didn't really know the shadowing technique. I always tried to shadow them. I always tried to express myself like the celebrities of Hollywood or other countries or South Korea maybe. So sometimes when I speak about South Korea, a lot of people like think that they speak in Korean. Come on, don't say anything about them. However, a lot of them speak in English actually, and I learned a lot of words, a lot of expression and slangs from them. And yes, what I want to say is everything you have to have is only passion for your like that sphere. If you don't have any passion, anything, you can't just be into it, be in one wave with it. So I see a lot of people who has not really passion for the language, and they are always like in one rhythm, so that's why they're just stuck in one place. And I will recommend them to just be inside it, like feel yourself, feel the time, and be on time. So I think, yeah, yes, he's also, I watch his shows also. He's a good
Yeah,
host
yeah,
actually.
yeah. Graham Norton, right?
Yes, right. And I like
Yeah,
Jimmy
yeah, yeah.
Fallon. Yeah, they're so
Yeah,
funny.
Jimmy
They're
Fallon is
so good.
really awesome. Yeah,
They're really
yeah,
good man.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to share that story.
Yeah, that's an awesome story. Yeah, so I think that your mom is also a very, very big motivator for you, because I think that she supports you and what you like, and also always pushes you to use your skills, right?
For sure, yes. So that's why I really appreciate her. so much.
Yeah, that's really important. Yes, to have people, especially your family members, right, who really support you and understand what you are interested in. It's very important to, this element in our lives is very important. Yes, when
Yeah, really.
our close ones, yes, support us. It's much more difficult when sometimes it may happen. It just so happens that sometimes, our family, our close ones sometimes may not share our interests, yes, and
Yes,
may not
right.
support, yeah, and it makes the situation a little bit more difficult. But when we have support initially, that's a lot. Yes, that's a lot, and it really helps. Yeah.
Definitely, yes, right.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Saliha, thank you for your story. I think that everyone can relate to that and learn something from that. That, it is important to have people around, especially in your family, who really, really support you and even sometimes push you, to
Mm-hmm.
become better at something and use your
Mm-hmm.
talents. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not only just about supporting, it's also about motivating you to become better. Because we may not notice, but sometimes we forget about our own talents and abilities, and we need to be reminded of them. And that's when our family steps in.
Yeah, right, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for this story. This is a very inspiring story, in my opinion. And
Thank you. Too.
sometimes, we do not notice, but after some time, we start noticing, yes, certain things, certain elements in our life, like the support of our close ones, our parents, our relatives, friends, etc. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mr. Po, for conducting that kind of clubs. That's so good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too. Thank you too for participating. Very welcome. And as a closing note, I wanted to share with you this screenshot of many, many different shows that you can check out. And this is one of them. This is a talk show, which is called The Graham Norton Show. And why I have chosen this one especially is because it is a British TV show, right? Yeah, and it's really, really good for learning different accents, especially English. And not only. Because, Graham Norton is a very, very well known British comedian who has this talk show, which is called The Graham Norton Show. And he invites a lot of people. Mostly these are celebrities that are also British. And, besides the fact that you can learn the British accents, it's also really good because it's hilarious, it's humorous. There is a lot of humor, a lot of fun. And you can kind of feel how the language is used for fun. That's what these shows are good for, for learning the humor of the language, for learning the cultural aspects of people who talk with each other in a positive way. And the same applies, of course, to many, many other American shows like Conan, like Jimmy Fallon, like Jimmy Kimmel, really good. And of course, Graham Norton, it takes a certain place because it's British TV show, and also a lot of other English speaking people come to his show, including Australian actors like Chris Hemsworth or maybe Hugh Jackman, right? American people come, yes, celebrities. You can learn also American accents. And what's hilarious? When they start to compare their accents together. This is the most hilarious part when Graham Norton starts, asking something about American variant and Americans start to talk about British accent, sometimes even mimicking that. It's really hilarious. It just shows us how different the language can be from one country to another in terms of the accent, in terms of the cultural aspects, in terms of linguocultural, units, etc. So it's really, really good, educational and funny at the same time. So if you haven't checked out, it's a very good idea to do it right now because it has an official YouTube channel. You can also stream, the whole, like episodes as well if you would like to. You can find that stuff online. So, well, that's pretty much it. Okay. Anyone who would like to share any comments or any feedback maybe or anything else? Welcome. Questions?
All
Okay.
right, I have a
Yeah.
question.
Okay. Welcome. Yeah.
Alright, guys, I heard so many different approaches and styles and etc. Like so many different stories. But I have a question. Like, have you ever felt depression towards learning something? Because all of us can one day face it. Oh my God, I'm sorry. All of us can face it one day, and thus, you have to overcome it, right? So I'm just really curious. Have you ever faced with depression after too much learning, maybe? What did you do? How did you overcome this? Do you have any tips, techniques, maybe stories? I don't know.
So, can I speak?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Malika,
About
welcome.
depression. Thank you. About depression while learning. So the most depressed moment of my life was while I was I have to say, while I wanted to pass the exam for university, like the main exam.
Yep.
Yeah, which was in July. And yeah, before that exam, like months ago or 2 months ago, I was really depressed. I can say very depressed because I could scream for nothing. I could just cry. I could change my mood within for two times in 1 minute. Like I don't know is it called depression or not, but myself I felt as I was just crushing. I've broken because that time I had not no time to learn to read all the literature poems because I started late. I started learning Russian and literature really late, and
Okay. So
yeah,
there was so much pressure, yes?
yes, and I'm glad that my parents understood this my situation, even though when I've not screamed to them, but to my brother and sister I screamed that um like it was more than 10 times in 1 month. So I'm glad that they understood it and they've just said nothing. But that moment, even my hair started falling down. It was awful for me. And also that day, I just answered for whole questions. Like there was 90 overall, and I've answered all of them with my English certificate also for 30 minutes. I've ended the whole exam for the two. Sorry, I'm just really I can say I'm shy now, and I've I was learning for this exam. I was trying to pass this exam, and I was just working to pass this exam for 8 months, and I just passed. I just did all the questions for 30 minutes. I was shocked, and also my mother, who were like there waiting for me for the result, how I passed, for which questions I failed, etc.
So I think that your results that proved to be positive, right? I think that they helped you in overcoming this depression, right?
Yes, and the main point is when I've came out of the exam and I've said to mom, like, she asked me, how do you see for what percent you've took the correct answers, like a
Yeah.
percentage she was asking, and I said it was 85, and I took 85%. The 85% of 100 was correct, and I said, why I didn't say that 100%.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. And sometimes when we have these challenging moments and when they end well, it actually, kind of like makes us relieved, yes, and then everything else seems to be really okay. That's an interesting story, so thank you for sharing that. I think that it's very easy to lose motivation even if we were motivated initially by somebody or something in our lives. But I think that what keeps us motivated later when we are depressed, first of all, I think that we need to understand one thing, that depression is usually a temporary thing. It may last for a long time, like very long. But eventually, it will end. But it cannot just end because somebody wants to end it. It's also about making some effort, okay? And it depends on us. People say that, you make yourself happy. And it's really true. Yes, we may be happy by external factors, but it's also important to find happiness, be happy for the things that we have at the moment, and they need to keep us grounded and motivated and determined. So it's very, very up to us what happens next. So I think that this is the thing here. And what I would like to say is that as Nigina has asked about techniques, I think that the best technique to overcome depression is, first of all, to keep in mind that it may eventually maybe not end at all, but let's say become less maybe severe. And the next thing is, we always need to find something that will inspire us, okay, on the way. It may come from within. We need to try things. We need to work on something, even sometimes forcing ourselves to do. Not a lot, but a little bit. And when we see that we made some progress for ourselves, when we invested something, when we contributed something, even a little bit, to this world, it's already an achievement. It applies to languages, to learning in general, so that's pretty much it. Okay, so guys, thank you everyone for sharing your stories about everything. And we know that Sarvinos and Soliha, they have already presented, their stories. And I have saved them. They are on the video. They will come soon to YouTube channel together with this live stream. So that's why, it will be available later for, later access. So that's why I would like to thank everyone today who joined our live stream and shared their stories and listened. So, well, that's pretty much it. And, okay. So, well, if you do not have any other questions, well, we will wrap it up fast. So if anyone has any comments, please welcome, but let's be very quick.
Yeah, I was going to ask that you have a YouTube channel, right?
I have multiple channels.
Last time, I guess 2 months ago, you have been in the online speaking club. So you said that you have like interviews, something like that, right?
Yeah, we wanted to, conduct these interviews, but, we have decided to, let's say, postpone this project because, it was a little bit too much at that moment. So, that's why this project is suspended for some time, and maybe it will not be even realized at all.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but we are not sure. Maybe next year, or maybe let's say in April or May, we will actually organize the podcasts in which we will invite students and teachers, who would like to share their stories and their ideas. Okay, so please stay tuned. Maybe we will do this later a little bit, and if we do, I will of course announce that via this channel.
Yeah, I've recently joined to this channel. I mean, this one. So,
Okay, thank you for joining.
So, what do you share, by the way? I'm really curious about it.
May I ask something? Are you our student, the student of our faculty?
No, I study at the Polytechnic, but I was attending speaking clubs.
Okay. I'm very happy that people from other universities are also interested in our speaking club and this club as well. Well, this club is also an additional club which is organized by me, Mr.Po. I am an English teacher at the Faculty of Foreign Languages. And on this channel, we usually share our stories related to authentic material and English outside academic, curriculum. And every time, every few weeks, we have a new topic, yeah? And we prepare our stories and share them online. So that's what we pretty much do. And all the stories are dedicated usually to authentic material use, and also to English outside regular academic curriculum. So that's what we do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got it. Thank you for presenting the channel's name and everything about it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, very welcome, very welcome. And I'm very happy that you also joined our channel. And I hope that we will meet online, in future. Yes. And please invite others who are interested in learning English. I will be very happy if, other people also join our channel.
Yeah, I can't guarantee to get some people to your channel, but I will share that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, anytime. So, guys, thank you for joining this meeting. It was rather productive, and as I've said, the live stream, the replay of it will be available soon on YouTube, as well as the performances that we have recorded in the class. So stay tuned. Have a good night, and see you tomorrow. Right? Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Goodbye, teacher.
Welcome, very
Bye.
welcome. Take care. See you. Good night.
I have really liked it.
Thank you. Me too. I really enjoyed this time. Thank you, everyone. See you. Bye-bye.
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 Bye bye.
Okay, see you.